All right, gang. The day after the beginning of the main slate of football games always feels a certain way. Feels like the world is falling apart and everything's going wrong. But I promise you, week 2 is going to get better. Week 3 is going to get better. And you're going to win some fantasy football games, and we're going to do our best to help you get there. I appreciate y'all joining us. We've got a beautiful Monday Night Football game. I want to get your predictions in the chat, gang. Let us know who you think is going to win tonight. Obviously, it's going to be a big game, all right, because we get to see for the first time as a starter, J.J. McCarthy. Everyone who drafted Justin Jefferson, as I drafted Justin Jefferson as well, right, is wanting to see J.J. McCarthy succeed. Everybody wants to see, this offense come out there, and Minnesota's running on all cylinders. J.J. looks like a system quarterback, and he can throw the ball to Justin Jefferson. That's what we all want to see. But, man, if we're all honest, there's a tiny percentage of us, right? Like 10% of me that's like, what if JJ's not good? So, God, I would love to just see that all come together. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. Hey, do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. Here's how today's stream is going to work. Very simple. We do have a giveaway today. The giveaway, all you have to do to enter is like the stream and type MNF, as in Monday Night Football, MNF. So like the stream, type NMF for Monday Night Football, and you will be officially entered. Every time we reach 50 likes, we'll do a giveaway. And we'll give away some vouchers for you guys. Appreciate y'all for being here. Now, news that broke as soon as we went live was some San Francisco news. One of them we expected. Okay, George Kittle is going to be sidelined multiple weeks with a hamstring injury. We talked about this last night on the Panic stream. By the way, right after the second slate of games, every Sunday, join us on the stream. It was absolutely electric this week. We had, I think, 1.8 or 1.9 thousand people at one time watching at the same time. We'll be doing those streams every single week after the second slate of games, that Time to Panic stream right there. One of the players we talked about was George Kittle, and it's just devastating because he, in the first quarter, had a touchdown, had 4 targets, 4 catches. He looked like one of the best picks in fantasy, and then he goes down with the injury. So it's not fun, but it's a part of the game, and they weren't specific. They said multiple weeks, but they weren't exactly specific, were they?
No, which is frustrating because you're going to be clinging on every week, and it's going to be like, oh, George Kittle's progressing, but then it'll be 3 weeks away.
Yeah. So if you are a Kittle owner, you should be going after the Juwan Johnsons of the world, the Fannons, the Brenton Strange, those type of names to cover off for Georgie. This was a surprise. I didn't get any indication. You and I talked about it just before we jumped on stream. Neither of us got any indication that Brock Purdy was injured in this game, but
no,
he had a shoulder injury and a toe injury in Sunday's win, and Coach Kyle Shanahan said the toe is worse than the shoulder, and his status is to be determined later this week. So definitely not great to hear for anyone who owns, I guess now, the lone survivor, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah, exactly. And which is tough. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of quarterback streaming opportunities, so we'll probably keep that in mind going into this week as well. But yeah, Brock Purdy and the Ricky Pearsall owners is unlucky. If you guys CMC, I guess this is great.
Yeah, by the way, sorry, just more news from Ian Rappaport. He says the timeline is out 3 to 5 weeks, so that does make him a candidate for the IR. And at least if he goes on the IR, George Kittle that is, at least if he's on the IR, then you have the ability to put him on your IR spot and have flexibility on the waiver wire.
Yeah,
so
what's that bye week looking like, though? Because if that bye week is in there, that might be something that's going to affect. Now, that bye week 14 for the 49ers, so yeah, that's fine.
Well, let's jump into some questions. We appreciate y'all for being here. Of course, there is a game tonight, Monday Night Football. It's going to be a fun one. Again, if you are just joining us, we're doing a giveaway today. All you have to do to enter is type MNF, as in Monday Night Football, and like MNF. The stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be entered. And every time we reach 50 likes, we'll do a giveaway for some vouchers on the site. Here's how every stream is going to work, okay, when we go live. We've said this every stream so far this year. But in case you're new, we will answer questions first on the Flock Fantasy website. All right, that's where we'll prioritize our questions. These people are prioritizing us and, kind of helping, keep the lights on over here and getting some advice in return. So anytime you want a question prioritized before we jump on a stream, just pop it through the site. That's the easiest way to kind of get your guaranteed reply, to jump the queue, if you will. Then once we finish over here on the Flock site, we will jump over to YouTube if there's any super chats. And then if there's not, of course, we'll jump into all the regular questions. Our goal is to help as many people as possible. But the best way for you to guarantee your reply is to pop a question through the site. I just put a link in the chat for you. It is now the pinned comment. And I would also say that if you are not a season pass member yet, it's only a $34 one-time purchase. You get a couple vouchers anyway when you get the season pass, and then you also get unlimited access to rankings, rest of season rankings, weekly, the trade calculator, all the tools on the Flock site. You get unlimited access for the entire season. So let's jump into some questions here. We got some team reviews, which we'll definitely do, but let's start with Eric. I answered this offline. So shout out to Eric. I already answered this one offline, but I'll give you a free start sit question to come back. That was actually right before the games kicked off on Sunday. All right, a trade question here from Spit Gravy. It's a Dynasty question, Badaki. It's not a redraft. It's a Dynasty question. So Dynasty, Superflex, 10-team, start 10. It looks like he would be sending away a second Josh Allen and Jahmyr Gibbs to get back Joe Burrow, Kyren Williams, and Malik Neighbors. So in Dynasty, you are tearing down from Josh Allen to Joe Burrow. You are also massively tearing down from Gibbs to Kyren. And Malik Neighbors is also involved. This is an interesting one.
This is an interesting one. Right off the rip, I feel like it's enough for Joe Burrow, Kyren, Malik side, because that early second is, it sounds crazy to say, like, not that I don't value that, but I'm looking at it as if that doesn't exist in this trade.
Right.
Josh Allen is probably the equivalent to a Joe Burrow and Kyren alone.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Jahmyr Gibbs and Malik. I see Jahmyr Gibbs and Malik fairly even.
It's kind of a wash between Gibbs and Malik in Dynasty. Yeah. So this is a pretty even trade, I would say. If you need help at running back, I have no problem going with the Kyren side of this. If you don't need help at running back because it is a smaller league, then I would probably just keep Allen and Gibbs. So appreciate you, man.
Yeah, that's love.
Or you would probably make that move if you need help at wide receiver. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a couple team reviews here. Shout out to you guys. Definitely going to get to those. If not today with time, we'll definitely do them tomorrow at work.
I think a lot of them will most likely be done tomorrow, but we could do it today because of the game. Yeah, it just depends because of the game and the questions that come in. But anyways,
Duro Madi here with a trade question.
Okay, one quarterback, 12-team, start 8. This is redraft, so you're sending away Lamar Jackson and Jaylen Warren and receiving Rashid Amon-Ra and Quinshon Judkins there. My initial thought is no. It just really depends on how your team looks. Did you win in week 1? Did you lose in week 1? I feel like you should only do this trade maybe in the later down the road. What's your quarterback room looking like right now? I think there's a lot of questions here.
You're saying no, as in you would keep Lamar?
Yeah, I think I might keep Lamar here.
Okay, I am significantly in the other direction then.
Okay, which is totally fine because I get the Amon-Ra. The only reason why I'm saying that is because it's one quarterback. I think the ones he positions is a smaller league. That's pretty significant. I don't know the context. I'm just saying off face value, not understanding what his team is looking like. He might need the wide receiver room and that help.
Yeah. I'm significantly in the other direction, like very, very significantly taking the side of Amon-Ra Rashee Rice. Number one, I would not panic on Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I think whoever is sending you this trade is panicking. Amon-Ra St. Brown was a first-round pick. Lamar Jackson was a third-round pick. That alone, if that trade was offered to me, where I get Amon-Ra and I send Lamar, I would accept that today. That alone. You also get Rashee Rice, who's a league winner down the stretch, and you get Quinshon Judkins. So to me, this is an absolute no-brainer. I'm definitely on the opposite side of this. I looked at your waiver wire as well. You've got names like Justin Fields available on the waiver wire, which you can be aggressive on if you want. You've got plenty of options there. I think that's going to improve your starting lineup. So yeah, I'm aggressively saying yes even though I love Lamar Jackson.
Having a look at your team, you kind of need that wide receiver room help. So I definitely would agree going there. I think it just depends on the context of your team, from my opinion. But appreciate you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. One last time. I'm definitely taking that side of this trade. Just want to be very clear. We have two different opinions there, but I'm like confidently saying yes.
Nasty Nick is next here with the trade question. This is also a dynasty trade. 1 quarterback, 10 team, star 7 CMC for JCM for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, where do you stand? You've been very much anti-Christian McCaffrey. I've been very much pro-Christian McCaffrey. He comes out, has 31 touches, one of the best running backs in week 1. Obviously, the injury concern is still there. Do you view this as a free JCM, or do you view this as it's just not worth it? Keep Saquon.
I think it just depends, once again, on the team construction, because JCM could, the way it played out, especially now Austin Eckler apparently is also a little banged up here as well. My instant reaction was Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
I would rather have Saquon. I don't know what the team looks like. That's where my mind goes.
Yeah. Dynasty, I probably lean Saquon as well, but it's pretty close. I don't think you can really lose this trade. All right. We've got Delicious here.
Delicious. Redraft
here,
quarterback, 10
you do not have to pay $67 for a question. You might just not understand the site. Let us know if you have any questions, Jesse. We'll be happy to answer any questions, but go ahead.
Delicious here. Jared Goff and Jameson Williams, and you receive Joe Burrow in a 1 quarterback league.
What do you think?
I'm just having a look at his team in the back end here.
I view the Lions as a buy across the board, pretty much. I'll just say that out loud now. Yeah, I mean, crazy things happen in week 1 all the time. I am not going to go and look at all this elite talent in Detroit and say, oh my gosh, we need to panic because of 1 week. I will be buying the Laportas, the Jamesons, the Amon-Ra's, the Gibbs. If you have Jared Goff, I wouldn't view this as like, okay, I need to panic and sell my 5th round pick in Jameson to go upgrade at quarterback. Now, Jameson and Burrow were pretty much drafted in the same round. So if Jameson is not important to your lineup, then you can do that. But I still think there'll be better weeks ahead for this entire Lions offense.
This is a start 7, a 10-man league. I think that onesie position is significant. At the moment, Jameson is not even hitting your lineup here, and Joe Burrow, I think this is a buy low for Joe Burrow and any of the Bengals, just like the Lions and how they all performed.
Yeah, I agree.
And in the onesie position here, I think I would rather have Joe Burrow, because once again, you're going to be choosing between Jameson and McMillan. You're most likely going to be starting McMillan over Jameson. He was a higher draft round pick. Probably depends on matchup on a week-to-week basis. So I would take Joe Burrow's side.
Yep. All right. I'm indifferent. I am fine to keep the Lions there because I think they're going to be better, but I agree with Badaki in the sense like Burrow and Jameson were in the same round. So, yeah.
Drew is next with a 1 quarterback start sit question. I'm assuming this is for next week already. So he's thinking about starting RJ Harvey, JCM, and Brian Robinson. I would say if Austin Eckler doesn't play, and
let me just answer this question in the chat real quick. If you're getting a playbook, guys, a playbook is different than asking a question on the website. Playbook is like a customized review of your fantasy football roster. We put a lot of time and effort into those. It's very customized to your league, to your settings. So that has a lot of detail. If you're just trying to ask a question, the link that I sent, it will look like this. And instead of hitting team review, just hit trade question, super message, or start sit if you're trying to ask a simple question. If you want like an in-depth, like 20-minute breakdown of your team, that's the team review option, okay? But trade question, super message, start sit, that is the link that you're going to get People are saying it forces him to choose playbook. The link is forcing them to choose playbook.
So when you go to the Flock site and you choose a team, a question, what's forcing you to choose? Like which tab after that is forcing you? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because if you're going to team review and it's forcing you for a playbook, you have to choose a playbook. But if you just want a trade question, you can go to the.
This is what the link is showing me on my end, guys. Just to be clear, if you want an entire team review, that's a very customized process from us here. All right, we put a lot of time and effort into those. But if you want a trade question, a start sit, or a super message, these are all here, and no, they don't cost anywhere near the 67. Are you guys seeing that when you click on the link in the chat that's pinned? The link that we have in the chat that's pinned? What are you guys seeing? Because what I'm seeing on my end is this. I'll show you guys. This is what I'm seeing on my end. Are you guys seeing something different?
He says, okay, I think I click team review. Yeah, guys. Yeah. So if you guys want just a trade question or a super message
or start sit, whatever,
sit, make sure you click on the one that says that, because the prices are going to vary, specifically with team playbook.
Totally, yeah.
Team reviews, right?
The amount of time we spend on each of these are different, right? So
once again, you can still get a team playbook, but it's really up to you.
Yeah, just a different process. But hey guys, appreciate all of y'all for being here with us. We are going to jump to YouTube when there are no more questions on the Flock site. If you want to prioritize your question, you can do that through the Flock site. Link is already pinned in the chat, but I'll put it there again. Heads up, we are doing a giveaway every time we reach 50 likes, and we did just reach 50 likes. So all you have to do to enter is like the stream and type MNF as in Monday Night Football into the chat. We currently have 40 entries. Every time we reach 50 likes, we'll do another giveaway. We'll give away some trade questions, start sit vouchers, etc. So right now we have 40 entries. That's going to move up as you guys start to enter, but we'll answer this last question, and then we'll jump to that first giveaway.
Yeah, so shout out to Drew, appreciate you, thank you so much. Okay, Bo Nix, and you're considering RJ Harvey and JCM. My initial thought is going to be JCM. I'm not sure how you're feeling. Had a really good game. Really big runs in that game. The Giants defense was not what I was expecting, and then RJ Harvey also had a big run, but I think that's going to be even a slower come on when it comes down to him. I think JCM can see the field immediately, especially with, once again, Austin Eckler banged up. Travion Henderson, you have Brian Thomas, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, George Kittle. Well, you're going to have to find new replacements for George Kittle potentially.
Yeah.
So just really depending on who's on your waiver wire. Like Zach said, go check out that waiver wire video. Harold Fenn and Juwan Jennings is out there potentially on your waiver wire team. Brenton Strange. So a lot of different options. Hunter Henry if you want. So just really depends on who is available there. So hopefully that helps.
Yes. All right. Let's refresh here. Let's see if we have any before we jump to YouTube. Obviously, we'll do these team reviews as well at some point.
I think there's one more I saw.
Okay. Yes, from Nate Fournier. Shout out to Nate for submitting a question on the site as well. He said, so it's a start sit for week 2, and I have done my rankings. I haven't put them on the site yet, but prepping a start sit video for you guys. Drake May, Matthew Stafford. We'll go Drake May there. Taylor Henderson. Henderson should be a great start here this week. Lamb, Lad McConkey, Tyler Warren, and T. Higgins. Yeah, so you're choosing at that flex spot really between Higgins, Jameson, Hunter. I know that entire offense in Cincinnati was not great, but they will bounce back. And I don't think I will make any changes to this lineup as it's currently presented to us.
Yeah, I agree. Another great option, another great team of consolidating and trying to tier up in some sort of way. But appreciate you, Nate.
All right. 60 entries. We've got 60 entries. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for y'all. Appreciate you. And let's go ahead and copy all these entries here. So let's give away a start sit voucher first. Start sit voucher. And the start sit is going to Alec Helton. So Alec Helton, all I need you to do, my friend.
Go ahead, Alec.
Is DM us on Discord. There's my Discord username, my friend. And tell me, send me a screenshot of your YouTube name, all right, your YouTube account. And then the second thing is tell me your Flock Fantasy username. My friend, if you don't have a Flock Fantasy username, just create one for free. In fact, anybody out there who doesn't have a Flock Fantasy username, you can create one for free, account rather, with use the promo code LAND at sign up. And then when you do, you're going to be able to link your My Team feature for free with the Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo leagues. It's a great free feature on the site. There's plenty of free features on the site. So even if you are never a member, you don't pay for a question or anything, definitely jump over there. Make sure you use the code LAND at sign up to get some of those unlocked. And then just, like I said, DM me. We'll be happy to help you out, my friend. All right, Alec was a start sit. The trade question voucher is going to, ooh, that's close. Is that Akshay? It is Akshay, who's a longtime supporter, always on the streams. Same thing, Akshay, DM me on Discord. We'll hook you up with some vouchers, with the voucher, man. Appreciate you big time. Thanks for showing some love. Again, guys, every time we reach 50 likes, we will do a giveaway. All right, so if you missed out on the first one, well, if we reach another 50 likes, we'll do another one. All you have to do to enter is like the stream and type Monday Night Football into the chat. Appreciate y'all big time for being here with us. Yeah, we get this question a lot, Matt, and the simple response is if you don't think it's worth it, there's no pressure, right? We're not here telling you you need to get a team review from us. Obviously, you can see plenty of people do see value in it. If you don't see value in it, there's absolutely no one here that's going to make you go out and get a playbook from us. However, you guys do need to know that when you get a team review from us here at Fantasyland, it's not just a team review. We don't just look at your team and say, looks good, man. You did a great job. A+. No, it's like a 20-minute thing where we custom for your specific league settings, your specific team. We look at so many details. I mean, the playbook is also something that you get with a team review, customized game plan for your fantasy football season, trade targets, players to drop, sell, hold. You can get that by using the promo code LANDS. You'll get a voucher by becoming an annual Mother Flocker member, and you can use that voucher on the Flock store to get a team review from Zach and Badaki. Now, again, becoming an annual Mother Flocker member, that gives you unlimited access to the site, rankings, some vouchers, team review. So that is the best bang for your buck. But if you're going to buy one a la carte, the prices are what they are. And again, no one is making you buy a team review from us. However, we like to value our time. And if you see value in the team review, then that is available to you. All right. We're going to get to those team reviews here soon, but we've got some questions on YouTube. Badaki, what's the first super chat here?
Yeah, let's see. The first one, just want to double check. I'm going to open on the back end.
I think it's
just
Michael.
Make sure. Is it?
Yeah.
Let me just triple check here. Okay, Michael, appreciate you. So trade Diggs for Pacheco and Charbonnet.
Diggs for Pacheco and Charbonnet. I mean, I would probably have... Yeah, I mean, I said this before we started Sunday games, but I feel like Pacheco's usage was the most concerning of any running back in the league this week. That was before I saw Ken Walker's usage, but I would argue that Pacheco's was even more concerning. So yeah, I mean, damn.
It is interesting.
I lean Pacheco and Charbs here.
Me too, and especially the way Charbonnet was used last week or yesterday. It is interesting to see if that's the role is going to continue. So I would rather have that than a Stephon Diggs, who I'm assuming is maybe like your wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 on your team.
Yeah, hopefully he's not an important part of your roster right now.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't mind that trade.
So let me just be clear on this question from Ben, who said, when you do these playbooks, are they offline or do you live stream them? Every playbook is live streamed, guys. Every single playbook is live streamed. So when you get a team review from us, you get the live stream. So we'll talk about your team live. You'll get a time code to exactly when it happened, or you can join us live while it's happening. And then once that team review is done, then you also get the playbook as an additional piece for supporting us in that way and getting that advice from us. So again, it's an entire, it's not just,
yeah, and like
quick
you can
5-minute
be
thing, so.
You can be live with us here. You can throw your questions in and we'll go ahead and answer them. Anything that you want us to go ahead and try and look at for your team, trade scenarios, that's all brought in within the playbook as well.
That's
we're
right.
not spending a 5-minute thing. It's more like 15-20 minutes while we talk with you if you're on the live stream, or like Zach said, you get a time code if you're not here with us.
Yes.
But I appreciate you.
Over 600 people have seen value in it this year, and if you're one of those people, awesome. If you are not, no pressure. All right, Teasy here with the next super chat.
Yeah. So how much Faab would you drop on Fannin? $100 budget as a Kittle owner.
What do you think, Badaki?
Look, I'm not big on Fannin because I do believe that could potentially be a game skip thing. I do believe David Njoku is going to be the guy. Zach and I were kind of talking about this on the back end yesterday when he was prepping the waiver wire video. If I had to spend Faab and he's just the best available, I will be spending like 10 to 15%. 10 Faab, 15 Faab, just depending on who else is out there, you know. That's probably where I'm at currently.
What did you say, 10 to 12%?
Yeah, 10, 15%. Yeah. It just really depends on who's available. Like right now, if you were to tell me Zach Ertz is available, I would rather pick up Zach Ertz. If you were to tell me I would rather take a swing on Juwan Johnson because Chris Olave was in and out of that game with injuries. And he might be out potentially because I know he was dealing with some stuff. Like I just would rather go in a different direction rather than going with a guy like, is this the Isaiah Likely of last year?
Yeah, I talked about that in the waiver video today.
Okay, awesome.
What I will say is I don't think you can point to, at least since I started playing fantasy in the last 2 decades or whatever it's been, I can't think of a single time that a tight end drafted in round 3 was relevant at all in their first game. Like, at all relevant. I mean, typically, even first round and second round tight ends aren't relevant in their first entire season. So for Fannin to go out there in his first year and lead the team in his first game, lead the team in targets, target share, and it's not even gimmicky. Like, to me, this isn't a question of Njoku or Fannin. Fannin has a different role to Njoku on this team. So I agree, though. Like, my percentage is still around like 10 to 12%. But I wouldn't be on the same page in the sense of like, well, Njoku can't thrive if Fannin does, or Fannin's going to be cock blocked by Njoku or anything. So I would I'd be willing to take a shot on him. And I think we also have to remember that more times than not, when you're picking up someone off the waiver wire, they're probably not going to pan out. But you're playing the waiver wire to get a shot at improving your team. It's never a guarantee. You're trying to take a shot at improving your team, right? Mm-hmm. So while we want to be smart with our Faab, we also don't want to be scared, play scared and lose out on a potential opportunity. Because I can't think of a single time I've ever seen a rookie tight end do this as a 3rd round pick in their first ever game. So
I understand. I think there is a balance, and the reason why, and then we can close it with this and go to the next question. Like, my thought process is, do I go with Fannin, who could be irrelevant in the next 2 or 3 weeks, or someone that could get me a role? Like, that's why I would rather take a Juwan Jennings or a Zach Ertz over Harold Fannin. And it's not as if like Zach Ertz had a crazy day, right? But that just feels safe. He had 11 points. He scored a touchdown. That feels good for someone like a Zach Ertz. And yeah, Zach Ertz can have boom bust games. He can have a 5-point game. He can have a 12-point game. I think I would rather go with the safer floor rather than the boom bust maybe. It just also depends on your team. I think that's another big thing. Depends on your team and what you need. But yeah. Anyways, that's my ending, my closing statement.
Yep. All right.
But appreciate you, Tez.
Never forgotten here with the super chat. Appreciate you for being here again, guys. If you want to skip the queue, best way to do that is by submitting a question through the site. But obviously, no pressure. We'll do our absolute best to answer as many questions as we can here before Monday Night Football. Never forgotten is the next super chat.
Yeah, he says, "Can I get a moment of silence for Carolina's passing game? How do you feel about Tech going forward?" I'm assuming you had a close eye on that. I was definitely watching that game.
I was watching.
That had that weather delay. Look.
Well, it wasn't good, but I don't think it's over.
Exactly. It's week 1.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an overreaction. A lot of teams are getting their feet underneath them. A lot of teams already have have crazy scoring opportunities, and I think that's going to change with the Panthers. I think they're going to be a slow burn. Tet still got 9 targets.
Yeah, and he made a ridiculous catch that ended up not being a catch, but I don't know if anyone saw it. It was like down the field.
Down the sideline.
Yeah, he was being grabbed as well. There was pass interference, and he still came down with the catch. To me, if you drafted Tet, and clearly I have him in the Flock League, so I am biased. But if you drafted Tet, I think you should feel great. I mean, I think you should feel really good. Like 9 targets in week 1, and he should be getting double-digit targets for the rest of the year, every single week.
Yeah.
There's a lot of missed opportunities there as well. So
yeah, exactly. A lot of missed opportunities. I think, once again, this is all week 1. A lot of missed opportunities for a lot of teams. Let's not overreact. If we could start to see a pattern, then maybe it's a different conversation.
Yeah. Hey, we got some questions on the Flock site, so we're going to jump over there. We'll always prioritize those over YouTube, and then we'll jump back to YouTube. But just a heads up, guys, if you're just joining us, we are giving away some trade question and start sit vouchers on today's stream. All you have to do to enter is like the stream and type MNF as in Monday Night Football. And every time we reach 50 likes on the stream, we'll jump into a giveaway. And we're only 22 likes away from another giveaway. So question here from Steven and Gimme Hedda.
Give me what?
Yeah, I realized it. Okay.
Steven is up first. 1 quarterback, 14 teams, start A, asking for start sit. Bo Nix or Michael Penix. I'm gonna go Bo Nix, Devon H.
Yeah, can I just? I'm not trying to cut you off, but can I just say, like, calm the hell down on Bo Nix, guys. Calm down. Tennessee Titans are a legit defense. That's what we found out. They were a good defense last year, but they're a legit defense. So just calm down on Bo Nix. He's gonna be okay. All right, he's gonna be fine. All right. Bo Nix comes off the board there on the starting lineup. What else?
HN, Kyron, Waddle. Oof. Other wide receivers here you have is going to be Rome Odunze and Michael Pittman. I think it all depends on how Rome performs tonight, but I would say Rome. But Michael Pittman also has a nice game. But let's just put Michael Pittman in for now, because I would imagine we're going to starting Rome in that flex option. Yeah. With Rome Odunze, and then at that other flex option, I would go RJ Harvey. Now, let me ask you this. If Darnell Mooney plays, are you going Darnell Mooney?
Wait, so you put Michael Pittman in the flex, and then you're asking Mooney or Harvey, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Be hard not to start Mooney with no Drake London.
Exactly. If Mooney plays next week and Drake London is not happening, then Mooney would be the next guy up there. But also hard to sit. It's not hard to sit RJ at the moment, but like you see how exciting and how that role is going to grow. So,
yeah. Appreciate you, Steven. Thanks for submitting that question on the site, man. Good to see the team. I will say your receiver room is.
Wait, so Steven, are you in the chat? Is this your team, Stephen Murray? He says I forgot to put Kenneth Walker in there. Well, if it's going to be Kenneth Walker, then you should put Kenneth Walker in that flex. That's what I would say.
Okay, this is Steven. Yeah. Wasn't great for Kenneth Walker in week 1, but there is a chance that foot injury had a part to play in it. They came out today and said that both of the guys are going to get work, so that's definitely not bullish on Ken Walker, I'll be honest. In fact, I had to move Ken Walker down my rankings yesterday. Pretty, I'm not trying to overreact, but I'm trying to react.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find the balance.
Right now, I put Walker at like 22, and honestly, I'm not sure if I prefer Walker over ETN at this point, but again, that could be a real overreaction from me. Where do you lean, ETN or Walker rest of season? ETN looks like the dude, man.
I need to see it, because I think it was pretty clear that the Panthers defense wasn't good either. So at least in my perspective,
no, that's fair.
There's a balance there, because now he plays the Bengals, and is that going to be a tougher game? They were having a hard time stopping the Browns and Joe Flacco.
Yeah. So we want to be patient. We don't want to overreact too much to these things. But I probably would start Walker over Mooney.
I would start Walker, because if we're going based off Walker's next matchup against the Steelers, Breece Hall just ran all over them.
And I feel like Breece Hall's a regression candidate in week 2 as well. But
yeah,
everything that you think now. Okay, so everything you thought before week 1 is now different. Everything that you think is true right now will be different in week 3. That's just the way fantasy football goes. So you're going to see everyone victory lapping, whatever player they were, I was right on this, you were wrong on this, you were wrong on this, I was right on this. You're going to see that this entire week, and then next week, everything will flip on its head. That's just the reality of fantasy football. So don't react too much. We want to react, not overreact.
Yeah. Gimme.
Go ahead.
Appreciate you. 1 quarterback, 12 teams start 7. Does this look like a strong going into the weekend? Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, Breece Hall, Jamar Chase, Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, Jalen Warren. I would rather start Devontae Adams.
Oh yeah, I agree.
In that wide receiver 2 spot, and then
that wasn't like the best debut for Adams, but he looked good. No. This is not like an Allen Robinson situation where it's like, okay, he's clearly toast. No, he looked great. He got 8 targets. Keep in mind, he and Stafford have not had much time to really gain chemistry with Stafford's injury.
They target him.
So, but how about Puka Nacua, man? I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't. Okay, you're getting an exclusive right now to the Flock League, which I haven't even talked about to anyone. Only Badaki knows this. I had a trade offer for Justin Jefferson for Puka Nacua in my basically in my inbox. Nathan basically sent it and was like, hey, I'll do this trade. Let's do this. I want Puka. And I just thought to myself, I just can't do it. I know that sounds insane. I just thought to myself, I just feel like Puka Nacua with healthy Matthew Stafford can average more points than Jefferson this year. But we said we would address it in week 2. So we'll see. Anyway. Little insights there that some people in the Flock League don't even know that, by the way. So I'm giving you some insider exclusives here.
I love that. I guess we'll see if you regret it. If
I could totally regret it, yeah.
If JJ drops 40 points tonight.
100%, yeah. I'll be annoyed. But I just like the matchup better in week 1 for Puka Nacua. And the guy was only out there 28 snaps. He was targeted 10 times. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so fun watching Puka Nacua play football. Anyway, all right. That's all the questions on the site for now. You can prioritize your question. If you want to skip the queue, want to get a quick reply, you can do that through the Flock site. Absolutely no pressure to do so. Next super chat from Marcelo here. This is another way you can skip the queue. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says loss worthy in a 14 half PPR. Brown already drafted. Diggs locked as my wide receiver 3 for week 1. To fill worthy spot, I got Jawan Jennings or Trey Tucker. Should I add Boutte instead, or what should I do? Look, if Jawan Jennings is available, I would definitely add him. Now he is injured. He is probably going to be questionable going into this game. But Boutte is also a good pickup as well after what we saw. I know that was your number 1 waiver wire pickup.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, if you
1A,
haven't watched that video.
Yeah. If I know that Worthy's coming back in 2 weeks, I'd prefer Boutte over Worthy or Hollywood, right?
Hollywood, yeah.
I would prefer Boutte over Jennings right now. Just because Jennings is dealing with an injury. We don't know how long that will last. We don't know Brock Purdy's health. And I think if you're precious about Jennings, which, by the way, I would drop Tucker over Jennings first. Let me be very clear.
I would agree.
So if those are your options, I would drop Tucker first. But I think you could be missing out on a potential breakout there with Boutte. So, yeah, again, my course of action, drop Tucker, pick up Boutte.
Appreciate you.
Let me be very clear. I don't want to drop Jennings if I can keep him. So anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I want to keep Jennings if I can, but if there's somebody that we're going to drop, it's going to be Trey Tucker to pick up Boutte. Booty.
Mm-hmm.
It's Sir Yeti.
Is it?
Sirio. No, well, at least that's what he says in the description. Says it's Sir Yeti. So hello. Drop 2 in the 10 team for Allen and Boutte. Ollie Gordon, Thornton, Downs. Allen as in Braylon Allen? I'm assuming Braylon Allen. It's not gonna be a Josh Allen. So you're gonna drop Braylon Allen and Boutte. Drop 2. Ollie Gordon, Thornton, Downs. I would drop Thornton.
Is this Tyquan Thornton? Which Thornton is that, right? Is there another
True.
Thornton?
Or Dante Thornton.
Oh, Dante Thornton. Right. No,
I'm assuming it's either that or Tyquan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says Dante Thornton. I would drop Dante Thornton for.
I don't know, man. I would be cautious. 60% snaps in his first ever game played. Bowers injury. Ollie Gordon seems like a nothing burger unless there's an injury.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't really want that. I think he has dropped 2, so he has dropped 2 regardless. And I don't want to drop downs.
I don't care about picking up Braylon Allen, so I would probably. Not that you can't pick up Braylon Allen. It's just like I'm not looking at Allen and Ollie Gordon in like different stratospheres and thinking like, "Ooh, I really."
Sure.
Oh, it's Keenan Allen.
It says it's Keenan Allen.
Okay, look.
Okay.
You got to be in a small league. It's a 10-team league, yeah. To have
if
these
Keenan Allen's
decisions.
available, I'm dropping Ollie or Thornton with no question for Keenan.
Yeah, I'll drop Ollie. I'll drop Ollie for Keenan Allen. I will drop Thornton for Boutte.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. Though I really don't want to drop Thornton this early, but yeah, that's kind of where I am, man. All right, appreciate the super chat. Okay, so right now we have no questions, or do we have a question on the site? I think we just got a question on the site.
I'm refreshing here to see. We did get a question on the site.
Let's jump back to the site here. Again, if you guys want to skip the line and get your question answered ASAP, you can do that with the link in the chat. Just submit it with Zach and Badaka from Fantasyland. And, of course, we'll prioritize you straight away like we're doing here with Papa Marcus. But we will jump back into the YouTube chat, and we will do our best to answer as many questions as we can. This is just the easiest way for you to prioritize yourself. But Papa Marcus here.
1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 6. I'm assuming it might be a start 7.
Probably a start 7.
Small little league.
Yeah.
Travis Etienne, Devonta Smith, you are trading away, and you are receiving Caleb Johnson and Jackson Smith in Jigba.
So I don't know how you view this, but I don't view Caleb as like a buy low right now. I view him as like a oh shit.
Yeah, like this guy is not going to do anything this year type vibe.
I mean, 2 snaps all game. I was definitely cautious, and we suggested no one to really start him unless he was like, Hail Mary last week. But I didn't expect 2 snaps bad.
Was that because of the fumble? Didn't he fumble?
No, he only had 1 carry.
Was that lost?
He did not fumble. He only had 1 carry.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
never mind.
I
thought somebody fumbled, so I thought it was him.
Yeah, so sending away Etienne and Smith for JSN. I mean, is there anyone else on the team other than Caleb? Papa Marcus didn't link his team yet, so we can't see his league. But, for example, if there's, instead of Caleb Johnson, is there a JCM on their team, a Jordan Mason, a Tyrone Tracy, Charbonnet, Javonte, Aaron Jones? Any of those names are more interesting to me than Caleb Johnson at this point. Yeah. So
yeah, I would definitely agree. I think
let's say this is the best option. Are you taking the trade or not? Basically, I'll say if Etienne's like your RB5 or something, and you're not even like
that's what I'm thinking.
Then you can take
that's
it.
What
but
I'm thinking.
There's a chance Etienne legitimately finishes top 5 after that usage in week 1.
I'm a little bit concerned. I mean, I literally just pulled the Jags schedule: Bengals, Texans, 49ers, Chiefs, Seahawks, Rams. I guess it's not too crazy.
No, this doesn't sound like a blender.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound too crazy. But I think I would rather sell high if I could with Etienne and pivot to somebody. But once again, it's week 1 right now, so maybe week 2, if we see consistency, then you can then trade off.
Yeah.
Or sell him high and somehow.
What's crazy is like I kind of lean towards like maybe I'm buying high,
Yeah.
I've always loved Etienne, and then I turned sour on him this offseason. In the offseason, I turned sour on him. He looks like a superstar again.
I need to see it again. Like if he drops like 8 points against the Bengals, it's like oh shit. Not oh shit. It won't be an oh shit, but it will be like okay, like we're back down to earth here.
Who would you rather have rest of the season, Etienne or Pollard?
I would rather have Pollard.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked the way they were using him. It was tough against the Broncos. Cam Ward, give it. I don't know, man. I liked the way he was playing. I was watching that game. I think there was some questionable stuff, but like the foundation's there. Give him a couple weeks in the NFL. I think he could be like mid-season form, and then like it's gonna help that offense. Plus, he has nobody to throw to outside of Calvin. Like, anyways, maybe that's a whole different conversation. But I liked what I saw for the glimpses.
Yeah, I am scared that I was not in enough on ETN, but it was so unclear. Like, it was incredibly difficult to digest that backfield this offseason. So yeah, Marcus, we just answered this. I'm sorry if you didn't see it, but just jump back from the time code a couple minutes. All right. Julius Fletcher says, do we trust Keon Coleman going forward, or do we flip him? I'm going to cede this question to you, as I own him in the Flock League.
I would say there's a balance, because if there wasn't that it wasn't even garbage time touchdown. I think a lot of it was game script. They were down often. Two, he does catch that touchdown that was like bounced off a defender type vibe. Like if he doesn't,
it was an impressive catch though.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was impressive, but like it was just lucky that he was there. So
Sure.
like, does that change his fantasy outlook? Does that get right? If I'm not mistaken, it's 25. He has like 20 something points. Let me just pull it up. If he finished, but like take that touchdown away. Let's just say that's 17 points. That's still a good game.
I was gonna say,
You know, so I'm giving him the credit. I'm saying
right.
What's happening here, it's really good. Once again, a lot of it was based off game script as well. They were
Sure.
down early often. Are we going to see that every single week from the Bills?
Yeah.
Is Keon Coleman going to be that involved? And yeah, I thought what I saw was interesting. I don't know if that's going to be sufficient each and every week.
I said I have him in the Flock League because I want you to know that I'm very biased right now. I was not a Keon Coleman guy when he came out of college. Was very much the opposite. Was not drafting Keon Coleman in any of our Dynasty leagues. But I always said, hey, if he succeeds, he needs a gunslinger. And Josh Allen is that gunslinger, and he needs to really develop in certain areas. I think he has developed in a lot of those areas. And to me, what's sticky about this performance is 11 targets. I mean, 11 targets. He led the team. So, like Badaki says, 75 snaps, 11 targets, 50 out of 53 routes run. Clearly the top receiver on this team. Can we agree? I know you're a Shakir guy, but like clearly the number one wide receiver, which is what we heard coming out of camp. Like, would you agree at this point?
At the moment, after this game, yeah, he's cleared the number one, especially with the snap percentages.
So,
no doubt about it.
25% target share in week 1, 11 targets, would have had over 17 points even if he didn't catch that touchdown. But Badaki's right. The game script was incredibly helpful. Like, there wasn't a point in that game where the Bills didn't need to throw the ball. So, obviously, that helps him. If the game script was the opposite and the Ravens had to keep coming back, you probably would have only seen like 6 targets for Keon. So
yeah, and I think
that's something we have to keep in mind. But he's clearly the number one target in Buffalo and one of the better offenses in the entire NFL. So
I wouldn't be surprised if the next couple weeks, 6, 7, 8, then he has 11 fantasy points, and it's like, okay, well, that was a massive disappointment from the 25 week 1 game. So it just all depends on game script, I would say, for Keon. He's playing the Jets next week. That was a high scoring game for those guys. Can they come out and play another? That's a divisional game. Then he has Miami, New Orleans, New England. So if the Bills can get away with the games like we kind of expect them to with like the next 4 or 5 matchups, then I would imagine Keon is going to be irrelevant unless he just takes off in the next level. But anyways,
Easy Vanya, give me some information. Like, what is it showing you? What is it saying? Also, Easy Vanya, I need your help, okay? Because we need to let the devs know that this is a bigger issue than they're currently thinking it is. So can you please go to site issues? Okay, I'm going to copy the link to the Discord here. Please tell them Zach sent me. ESPN's not syncing. Here is exactly what's happening. And then you're going to help out a lot of people if you do that, so we can find a solution there. All right. I tried to tell them today that it was a problem, but they said it's only people with iPads. And I've seen that question. I've seen that like a lot on our stream. So I think it's more than that.
Well, maybe what you can do is send Easy Vanya this link that they sent so they can read through, because Joe, I think, said steps in there. I haven't read it, but like I just opened it up. So just make sure you sign into ESPN on the website, not the app. Install the Chrome extension. If you use Safari, you can go back. So maybe Easy Vanya can kind of go through that. Maybe
yes, we have a question from T. Jump to that question here on the Flock site for us.
Yeah, let's see. I have to refresh. It's not up for me, but I can see it on the screen. They're giving up Jahmyr Gibbs and they're receiving Tony Pollard and Brian Thomas. Start 7.
Yeah,
I would say Jahmyr Gibbs might be a little bit more of value there.
Yeah, this seems like a no-brainer to grab Gibbs.
Yeah, I would be keeping Jahmyr Gibbs if
you are losing. Honestly, I thought you'd have a better team in a 10-team start 7. I'm gonna be transparent with you, but you're now gonna start Nix, Genty, Gibbs, CD, Tet, Tucker.
Well, they're sending away 6. Gibbs, no?
I thought they were getting Gibbs.
No, they receive.
Oh, okay.
They send Gibbs, and then they are receiving Tony Pollard, Brian Thomas. So I would be keeping Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, I also agree. I whatever it looks like, I want to keep Jahmyr Gibbs in this trade.
Yeah, you lose your wide receivers, and you need Brian Thomas. Or sorry, I'm looking at the wrong team now. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. If you lose him, you have Isaiah Pacheco as the RB2, which is already an iffy move. So,
yeah. All right. Let's jump to. He says, "I have a Samsung. Yes, please send the link for instructions on your Flock Fantasy app. I pressed link to ESPN. It took me to Chrome. After that, it did nothing. Make sure you are signed into ESPN, the website, not the app. Are you signed into ESPN, the website? These are the official settings, by the way.
I wonder if we can surely there's a way to pin it on Discord. There's Easy Vanya, this is what we can do. Hold on. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this message from our devs, and I'm going to put this in if you go to our Discord and then go to our Let's Chat, that's going to be the most recent thing that our devs sent. Okay? You're going to see this. And I'm going to put it in bold. So please go to our Discord, go to the LAN with the orange footballs, then go to Let's Chat. Then you are going to see the instructions that they just sent so that you can follow. Okay? I just put that in there. Maybe Zach can show you once he's done sending that message, and he can show you on that back end. So go to Let's Chat. You see where I just put those instructions there.
Yeah.
So try and follow that. Okay. Yeah. And if it doesn't work, then I would then submit a ticket again because we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know what to do after
the first part of this. Let's just say make sure you are signed into the ESPN app.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Install the Chrome extension. If you use Safari, then you can go back into Safari after you are synced. Chrome's extension just works better. You can find the extension here. Okay, so those are settings there. Let me know if that works, Easy Vanya. All right. Let's jump to, I think we have some super chats on YouTube.
See. Yeah, we do. I think the next one is from Easy Vanya. Appreciate you. It says start Hurts, Barkley, Henry, Wilson, Evans, TJ, Walker, Jets defense. And you have Ridley, Myers, DJ Moore dropping Alton, Purdy, Bigsby, Allen. Going to pick up San Francisco defense and other start sit. Okay, so let's start from the top. You're going to be starting, and please confirm Easy Vanya because you are in the chat. How big is the starting lineup? I'm assuming is what it is. So you're going to start Jalen Hurts. You're going to start Saquon Barkley. You're going to start Derrick Henry. You're going to be starting Garrett Wilson. Mike Evans, that's 5. TJ Hawkinson is your tight end. And then 1 flex. That's going to be between Walker and, from what I'm seeing here, is going to be DJ Moore. I think it depends on how DJ Moore performs at the end tonight. I would be starting DJ Moore, but if not, based on performance, is most likely going to be Walker. That will be the starting lineup. Now, what was the second question to that? It says dropping Alton, Purdy, Bigsby, Allen, going to pick up San Francisco defense and others. In order to drop, and I'm assuming you're in a 1 quarterback, I would be okay to drop a Brock Purdy. I would be okay to drop, this is in order, sorry. Tank Bigsby dropping, Braylon Allen dropping, Cade Alton dropping, Brock Purdy. That's in order to drop whoever you want to pick up. For me.
Okay.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this as
1
well.
quarterback, flex, defensive kicker, yeah. So when it comes down to defense,
Yeah.
you're gonna play New Orleans. They're playing the Saints. I'm totally fine with that. I think that's a really good streamer defense. The Jets are playing the Bills. I would be dropping them. So
Yeah,
hopefully that helps.
I agree with what Badaki said there. Defense, you're just going to stream that week by week. I think the Niners are a great streaming option this week versus the Saints. I mean, Rattler didn't look terrible, honestly, but still.
He did play better than I expected.
Yeah.
A little bit more confidence in there, so that was good.
A great start. But yeah, you can definitely drop Alton. If you already have Hurts, there's no reason to have Purdy there. Bigsby, I would say Bigsby's droppable at this point. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. But yeah, I like the team, man. You must have had a lot of fun watching Garrett Wilson. If that is Garrett Wilson. I'm trying to figure out what Wilson that would be, but yeah. All right. I think that's all the questions on the site, and I think that is all of the super chats, right?
Yes.
All right. So what we'll do is let's answer some of these questions on YouTube, and then maybe we can get to like a single team review or something for tonight, because I don't want the queue to get too big on the team reviews either.
Yeah, I think tomorrow we'll probably have to pump out team reviews.
Yeah.
And then send those all out for you guys before waiver wire hits and everything, because waiver wires normally run on Wednesdays.
Yep. I mean, Captain, I appreciate you for being here, but I think it's very easy to be pointing when you don't put your opinions out for the public. All right. I don't think Devonta Smith over Egbuka before last week was a crazy call. Okay. Obviously, we loved Egbuka here, and he was part of our nuclear video, players that were going to go nuclear. We loved Baker and Egbuka, but I mean, let's not pretend like we all knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, a lot of it's unpredictable.
Let's 100%. I mean, a lot of people were questionable on Breece Gibbs. My guy had like the second most or the third most rushing yards of the week.
Yeah.
Breece Hall, excuse me. Yeah, like we didn't know that. No one was expecting that.
We love y'all. Let's make sure we are not being, those people though. All right. This is an unpredictable game. We all know that. All right, let's answer some questions here at random. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Let's see. Jacob says, hey guys, I'm in a small 8-team league. I got Nico and Ladd. Should I try to move them? No. I mean, let me just say this like right now, because there's probably a lot of questions about people who are like, do I trade these players that didn't do well in week 1? Just, I don't care if you own Ken Walker, Amon-Ra, Jameson, any name that underperformed in week 1, the worst thing you can do right now is go panic trade them. Okay? The absolute last thing you should do if a player underperformed for you is go trade them right now out of panic. Okay? Because number one, everybody watched football just like you did this week. So everybody has the same concerns. Nobody's going to want to go out and buy Nico Collins right now. Except for me, maybe. I want to buy Nico Collins. So just in general, no, I would not sell these guys out of panic. Like, the worst thing you can do in fantasy football is, oh no, week 1 happened. This player that I thought was going to be great didn't do well. I'm going to sell him. No, that's the worst process. So I think that's going to answer a lot of people's questions. Is Jaden Blue a drop? I think Jaden Blue will probably overtake Miles Sanders' role pretty easily, but it seems like Javonte has a pretty solid grasp on that role. So it depends on who's on your waiver wire. Like, I would comfortably drop Jaden Blue if there's like interesting names. Any of the guys in our top 10 on my waiver video today, I'd be comfortable to drop him for just to kind of see what happened. You know, Jerome Ford, etc. But in deeper formats, I think you should probably hold him.
Yeah, I completely agree.
All right. Zamu says, there's somebody offering me a trade for Lab McConkey. He's offering Nico Collins. I'll take Nico Collins.
Yeah, I'll take Nico.
Yeah, I think that's a classic.
You should try and get more
reaction. Yeah,
you should definitely try and get more because people are reacting.
We got a super chat here from Daniel, so we'll make sure and prioritize that. He says 14-man PPR: Nix, Achane, Harvey, Jefferson, Adams, Devonta, Ingram. Should I start Samson over Harvey this week, and do I pick up Hannon or Johnson off waivers?
Wow.
If there's no Quinton Judkins, I would start Samson over Harvey. You know, but if Judkins plays, I probably would be Harvey there.
The targets from Samson was kind of crazy, and this is a game against Baltimore. That's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah. Right now I have Samson ranked as 38, but that's assuming that Judkins plays. So if Judkins doesn't play, I would move him up. You know what I mean?
I don't see how he plays not knowing the team.
Well,
like he signed this week.
Reports are that he was going to meet with the NFL this week, meaning last week, and that there was potential he would play this week. Right? I mean, did you see those reports?
I did see those reports. I'm just not sure how much I would trust.
Okay.
Starting Quinshon, even if he.
I'm not suggesting to start Quinshon.
No, right. I'm saying, like, I don't know how I would feel to, like, believe that he's gonna take the role over Dylan with a limited amount of time he's going to have to prepare. I would say going into week 3, I would agree with you in the sense of, like, maybe Dylan is the better start, but that's where I'm at. I would say for me, I wonder if it's just better to start Harvey and just hoping for that boom run again. But that's a big if. But those 8 targets is crazy. Like, I can't not ignore the 8 targets from Dylan.
Yes, so I agree. I'm starting Harvey, but if Judkins is not playing, then I'm starting Samson.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you so much for
that. Marcus says, hey, it's Papa Marcus with the trade question. I have Saquon and Chase Brown as my starting running backs in flex. Have Hunter, Metcalf, Pickens as my other receivers. Thought Jason would be a massive upgrade. I also think you're selling Devonta Smith at the worst possible time. So it's a little bit of a back and forth there. Like, Devonta Smith is not going to be that bad every week. But if you have Saquon and Chase Brown, who's your RB3? That would be the question there. But if you're comfortable with your depth, then it is an upgrade to JSN. So
it is.
I'm okay to do that if that's what's available to you, my friend. All right, let's answer a couple more. Let's see. Do I use number 1 waiver wire on? He said he had Jordan Mason, by the way. So yeah, you can make that trade then. It sounds like you have a ton of depth. You might be in a smaller league then, so you can make that trade. Do you use the number 1 waiver wire on Keenan Allen?
I personally say yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. He was a part of the list for me that was like should be rostered already. So I think you can be aggressive with him. But I will say, I just have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be aggressive picking up Charger receivers this week. Johnston, Keenan. And I think there is a lot of letdown potential in the next couple weeks because I don't expect the Chargers to be a team that is going to pass the ball 65% of their snaps like they did in week 1. That doesn't seem like the identity that they want to hone in on.
It's going to be based off matchup. That was definitely a statement for them. They want to come out, obviously run the ball, but also throw the ball effectively against the Chiefs. And they did that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect 19-point game against the Raiders going into this week, but they look good in week 1. So at least Gino was slinging it.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump over to the site because we do have some team reviews we need to do, and I don't want these to pile up. So let's get into these. Let's do roasted carboxyl first. If you guys don't know what's going on, these people purchased a team review from us. And when you purchase a team review from us, you also get what is called a team playbook. Again, that's exclusive with Fantasyland. And this is like a customized team review for your fantasy football team. So we put a lot of time and effort into these, make sure that we give you as many avenues to improve your team as possible. If you're out there, there's absolutely no pressure to be a part of this. But if you think you could use a team review, you can get your team playbook, which is a customized game plan for your fantasy football team, as well as a live team review. You can get that by using the promo code LAND and becoming an annual Mother Flocker member on the Flock site. That will give you a voucher that you can use to the Flock store. So you get that team review basically for free once you become an annual Mother Flocker member. Alternatively, you can buy one a la carte if you're with a different promo code other than LAND. Or if you're already a season pass member, you should be able to upgrade from the season pass. All right. Go to the My Teams feature. There should be an upgrade option. You can also do that in your account with the edit plan button. But appreciate y'all. Let's go to roasted carboxyl. Oh my gosh. The Eagles are trading for Tank Bigsby. Oh no. Rest in peace. Yeah, you can drop Tank Bigsby, guys.
Why? Will Shipley injury must be serious.
Was Will Shipley injured?
Yeah, remember he went down, and that's why we saw AJ Dillon. He didn't return to that game. Do you not remember? I don't know what the injury was. He suffered a rib injury. Well, that kind of just gives you more of a. Sorry, we have to think of this. At least I have to think of this.
Yeah, I think you can drop Bigsby pretty comfortably.
Well, that just pushes Tootin up though.
Exactly. Bashul Tootin should be a priority pickup if he's out there, but he was drafted in all the leagues that we're in.
Yeah, he was drafted.
But
yeah,
that's probably worst case scenario for anyone who owned Tank Bigsby.
Or fifth round, the 26th, fifth and sixth round pick. Wow, they're getting a fifth and a sixth.
Fifth and a sixth for Bigsby. Wow, that's kind of surprising, no?
Yeah, I would.
They're not giving anything back.
I don't think so. Not the report that I just saw. It just disappeared on me. I hate when that does that. Maybe Barkley is hurt. We don't know.
No, Barkley's not hurt.
Yeah, this just brings up Tootin more up the rankings and makes me question ETN more. Like that conversation that we just had, like with ETN in the week 1 performance, is like, well, after that week 1 performance, they say, well, the hell with Bigsby.
We don't need Bigsby. Yeah, that's basically
we don't
what
need
they
him
said.
now. That's basically what they just said. So it's like, well, doesn't mean Travis is gonna continue to perform the way he did, but there's no one to take away from him unless it's Tootin. But once again, the whole conversation with Tootin was it could be the next Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
So I guess it will just be later on in the season, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, Tank Bigsby is the same thing as any other handcuff. All right. So if you want to roster the handcuff, you can do it. But if you're going to decide between Bigsby or picking up a Keenan Allen, like some people have talked about, picking up a JCM, I would prefer even Bashul Tootin at this point, picking up Keishon Butte, Harold Fannin. I'd rather have all those names personally. But obviously, if a Saquon injury occurs, then Bigsby will be the hottest pickup name off the waiver wire. That's just not something that we can really project. Wow, that's a little bit of news there, isn't it?
Who has Tank in the Flock League?
I don't know. Who I think it's Danny, and he actually his running back room looks rough after 1 week.
Is it Danny?
Let me see.
He has Warren,
Remember, because he
Kenneth
traded away
Walker.
Jacobs.
Yeah, he has Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, right now Danny's running back room is Jalen Warren, Ken Walker, Dylan Sampson, and Tank Bigsby.
Gosh, watch him start Dylan. Please start Dylan.
He is in a tough spot right now.
I need Walker to just do shit again because I'm playing Danny next week. Anyways, okay, that is a little bit of a wrench in the mix, even though it wasn't that crazy, but I guess it's crazy. Roasted. Thank you so much for getting your team review here. We're going to have a look at your team. So 1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 8. That's our meat and potatoes. This is what his lineup will look like. He says advice on my team and how far I can see and how far you can see this team going in trades I should trade for. I Chase Brown. Kids is his team name.
How do you feel about that?
I don't think it will be okay to chase any sort of kids. So
yeah.
If that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 8. Let's have a look at this team. Jalen Hurts, great quarterback room in 1 quarterback. Saquon Barkley, Chase Brown downtown, Jordan Mason, Austin Eckler. Wide receivers, JSM, Tetaroa, Hunter Henry, Ricky, with Colston, Loveland, and Dallas Goedert. Untradables, Jalen Hurts, I would say. Saquon Barkley, I would say. And those are going to be the 2 guys you definitely are going to want to keep for the foreseeable future. Stashes, as you have already. Guys on your team that you should be just holding on to. I would say Hollywood Brown, I think is a good hold right now, especially with what's happening with Xavier Worthy, even though we don't know that update.
Yeah.
And then I would also say, I guess Jordan Mason, because we haven't seen it on Monday night as of yet. So waiver wire pickups that I can see here that you can go ahead and try and...
Can you cycle through waiver wires?
Yes, it keeps closing on me.
Yeah. That's okay.
Johnston
is there.
I can't. Okay, yeah, let's do QJ.
Yeah, I would
Woody.
say Quentin Johnston is the main name right now. I'm not too obsessed with any of these other names. Jake Ferguson.
I guess one thing I didn't take a note of yesterday was Woody Marks. How did he go? I need to go.
Wasn't really involved.
No?
They were still using Dare Gumbawale.
Okay, so he's kind of.
He had
I saw a lot of
snaps.
Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, he had 7 snaps out of 63. Not great. But...
Okay, so maybe not Woody Marks. We can hold on for him right now. So just QJ at the moment, like Zach said. It's a bit annoying that this keeps closing.
Yeah, that's okay.
And that's it. That's it for it. Cut forecast. There's no one here I would cut. I would just hold everyone at the moment.
Yeah.
I guess if you had to cut somebody to pick up QJ, that would probably be maybe a Rashad Bateman.
Yeah. I agree.
We didn't see too much
They're
of that.
They're kind of the
work.
same player.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're gonna have like those boom bust games. I would just drop Bateman and just wait and see if QJ has some little bit more consistency potentially. So that is going to be it. Team grade overall, I do like this team. I like the running back. I like the quarterback. The wide receiver room is really healthy as well, which I like. I think overall this is like a B flat, B plus type of team. Dallas came out really strong. Is that going to happen on a week-to-week basis? Probably not. But Colston Loveland, which we haven't seen as of yet, as you're watching this, maybe later, might have a great game and it could be amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. Like B plus. Obviously, we'll see what happens with Loveland. I think Ferguson is a name that you could pick up and start each week. But I like the team overall. I think you've got a great running back room, and you've got a wide receiver room that can improve value over the course of the year. Right? Ricky Pearsall, a name that we were super confident, has over 100 yards in his first game. We'll have to monitor Brock Purdy, but at least it's Mac Jones, who Brian Thomas was great with Mac Jones last year. Travis Hunter should be more involved in games that are more neutral game scripts. So I love your running back room, and your wide receiver room has a chance to really, improve over the course of the year. I went B plus here. All right, let's talk trades. Let's come up with some ideas for him. So in a start 8, you're starting Hurts, Saquon Brown, Jason, T-Mac. That's 5. Loveland or Goddard makes 6. Then Hunter and Pearsall makes 8. So right now, I would probably be trying to use like Hollywood Brown. And man, like Hollywood Brown and Ramondre, that's probably not going to get you much. What about Hollywood Brown and where would you try and go here? Like, what would you try and do to...
I wonder if we can just get like a little bit more of us. It's too big to trade up though. I was gonna say, can you get more solidified tight end? But I think that's a bigger ask, especially with the injuries to tight end this week. Like, you can't trade up to get a Tyler Warren.
What about going from Marquise, using Marquise and JSN to upgrade to like a, I don't know, like one of the top names?
Well, it was Marquise and who? Sorry?
And JSN.
And JSN to another top wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we buy the Nico Collins on the low right now?
Yeah, like who has Nico Collins? I wonder if they could be freaking out right now. Yeah, so can we get Nico Collins and then do a Mason Etienne swap or something? So Nico Collins plus Travis Etienne, and then also send away Jordan Mason. We love Jordan Mason, but I think that deal's a no-brainer for you. Trying to find a way to upgrade this roster. Who else underperformed in week 1? Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
I think you're kind of... Jason could turn into Amon-Ra, but if you can like snag Rashee Rice somehow on this roster, so let's do Hollywood, JSN, and something for... Ultimately, we want Amon-Ra St. Brown and Rashee Rice. So how do we get there? Is it... Want to be careful with depth at running back, but is it like a... I guess an Eckler?
Yeah, it would have to be Eckler. I wouldn't want to go...
It's probably not going to get you there, though. It's probably a disrespectful offer, honestly. Let's keep looking here. What about the idea of like a Hollywood Brown and a Colson Loveland, if you can go get like a Tyler Warren?
Yeah.
Something like that would be great for this team, because we feel really good about Warren. Warren was my guy this year, but I'm not sure how I feel about Loveland with all those weapons around him. I still like him, but there's a lot more question marks. Could you trade Hollywood to the worthy owner? Could you go get Travion Henderson? Right? Can you go get Travion Henderson using that same combo of Hollywood Brown and Jordan Mason? So I think those are some ideas there. Yeah, but your team's in a great spot. I think you should feel great about this team. And you've got plenty of great options on the waiver wire anyway for tight end as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that. What were you thinking? Did you want to do another one? Because I know we have, 15 minutes here until kickoff?
I think we can do one more.
Okay. Let me just refresh. We can do one more.
Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. People right now are getting their team reviews, and then afterwards they'll get their playbook. So anytime you get a team review with us with Fantasyland, you also get a playbook afterwards. So if you want some sort of like customized review like these people are getting, then that's an option to you. There's no pressure to do so, obviously. But Bitter Hornet here with a 1 quarterback 12 team start 7.
All right, so that's going to be our that Bitter Hornet with a start 7. That's going to be our heavy hitters. So this is what his lineup should be looking like here. Let's have a look and read. He says, "Please give me your opinion on my team and what I can improve." Big, beautiful Bill. That's just so nice. Big, beautiful Bill, huh?
I'm not going to comment on any of the team names in this league.
Okay.
Shout out to Bill, though.
Shout out to Bill. Jaden Daniels at the quarterback position. Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, JCM, Tootin, who just got an upgrade. Wide receiver room: Drake London, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, Emeka Buka, Ricky Pearson. Wow. Tyler Warren. Wow. I mean,
it's a great team.
Surely you won week 1 outside of T. Higgins. I'm pretty sure you started T. Higgins and he disappointed. I guess Aaron Jones is probably still in the mix. Untradables, it's going to be Jaden Daniels here in a league like this. CMC in a league like this. Stashes that you have already is definitely going to be Bay Shul Tootin, which probably we've been saying. So Bay Shul Tootin is a guy you're going to be holding and just waiting and see what's going to happen there. And obviously, let's just put Bashul Tootin because I don't think we can put JCM as a stash anymore. But I guess a stash / holds. You want to hold to see if their value is going to continue to grow. Waiver wire additions here.
Would you be surprised at all if Bashul Tootin ends up taking this job over at some point, though?
No, because I think overall that was initially the expectation, whether that was Tank or Tootin.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little bit worried that that was just a perfect matchup for Etienne.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I think that's so
But they face Cincinnati next. That's not tough. It only gets tough in week 3 versus Houston.
But if Etienne has a bad game, what are the Jags saying? Oh, we just couldn't execute our plan, or was Etienne just actually bad, or were the Panthers that bad?
Panthers defense was terrible last year. They were that bad last year.
They had so much confidence. They had so much confidence though to trade him away immediately.
Yeah,
like the game, they just landed in Jacksonville this morning and was like, let's send Tank away because we feel really confident.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Gotta keep Etienne or Tootin on your roster.
Yeah, a guy that I can see on the waiver wires just to wait and see what's going to happen is Dylan Sampson. That's one person that I see at the moment.
Yeah.
At the wide receiver position, Cedric Tillman is also a guy you can pick up if you like. Guys you can drop is like a Jalen Royal, Ollie Gordon. So the cut forecast for those guys are just today, really. I guess I would say Jalen Royals is a guy you can drop today, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I'd rather have Tillman and who was the running back that was there?
Tillman and Dylan.
I'd rather have Tillman and Dylan Sampson than Ollie Gordon and Jalen Royals for sure.
Yeah, so like you can drop both of those guys now if you really wanted to, or wait on Ollie to see if there's going to be any indication, because maybe people aren't picking up Dylan because of the whole Quinshon Judkins is coming back.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is about it. Overall team grade, I say this team is really good. I would say like a B+ A- type of team, especially before week 1 or before the Monday night game.
Hit on tight end with Tyler Warren. Running back room is the only thing that's really weak, but I think we can improve that. So I'm gonna kind of lean A- with you as well.
Yeah. Other than that, I think we are all set.
So let's jump to the to the chalkboard here, whiteboard. I'm wondering if we can use Ricky Pearsall and Aaron Jones after this game. Obviously hoping that he stays healthy. But let's go get a big upgrade at running back. So big upgrade at running back for me would look like, I mean, how high can you shoot here? Can you shoot for a Chase Brown, Bucky Irving? You know? Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, especially guys that kind of underperformed this week a little bit. Maybe you can go out and take advantage. Yeah, like Josh Jacobs there.
Who had a fine week, but wasn't really like his, superstar status. Kyron.
Would you say Kyron? Would you do this for like a Travion?
No, but we can start to make it a 2 for 2 with these deals.
Omarion?
Yeah, well, let's look at those names and make it a 2 for 2.
Okay.
So, Kyron, Henderson, and Hampton. How can we make it a 2 for 2 with those teams? So, Hampton owner is Matt's team. And can we get Hampton and... Jeez. Let me just... Chris Godwin, maybe? I don't really like that deal. I don't want to do that, actually. I'm going to remove that deal. Let's look at Henderson. I don't want to just put a deal there just to put a deal there. You know, I want it to make sense. The Henderson owner. Can we get Henderson and Myers? Henderson and Shakir? You know?
Yeah. I don't mind those.
Kyron Williams. Can we get Kyron and don't want Downs anymore, but
down.
That sucked. Downs was such a disappointing week 1. Kyron and
yeah.
Kyron and Olave is probably asking too much. So I don't like Kyron as a fit here. Yeah, Kyron's not really going to work.
Yeah.
But those are some options there. Someone said, what about Shakir? What about James Cook? We can look at Cook, but again, it would need to be a 2 for 2.
Yeah, Jimmy had a decent game.
Yep. Had a big old run, big old catch. So like James Cook and Matthew Golden, Quinshon Judkins, maybe. Actually, Judkins might make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Golden.
James
How'd you feel about Golden?
Golden, I was not happy in week 1.
Same.
Because it was basically everything that happened last year. Again. As in, but you look
like
at the routes run. Like I have not looked at the numbers myself, but I would go out on a limb and say probably no team ran less routes than the Packers in week 1 at 23. And again, you think game script, the Packers won't be up like that in every game, but they also have one of the best defenses in the NFL now with Micah Parsons, so that game script could constantly be there. But yeah, I think that could turn around. It just is not a great feeling to see. So anyway, appreciate you, dude. Is Bitter Hornet in the chat? If not, no worries, but we'll get to your other team here probably tomorrow. And of course, you'll get your playbook when Badaki. When will he get his playbook?
Actually, a big batch of playbooks coming out here today, so you should be having it tomorrow morning when you wake up on the Flock Fantasy message system. So in the next 24 hours, you should be receiving your playbook, man. Thank you so much.
We got a super chat, and then we're gonna probably end things here. From Oaf says Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt for AJ Brown. Wow. I mean, yeah, I'll take AJ Brown, but that's crazy. Is that where we are?
I mean, people don't like AJ Brown. 1 target in the 4th quarter. I'm still taking AJ Brown. I'm agreeing with you. Just thinking.
The Eagles trade for Tank Bigsby is in part due to need for another kick returner, sources say. He'll mix in that role with Will Shipley. Yeah, someone called me an idiot for tweeting out about dropping Tank Bigsby.
Another kick returner. Damn, dude.
But I didn't feel like Bigsby would be the clear backup. I think if Saquon goes down, you have a 2-headed monster there, and that's kind of annoying with Shipley and Bigsby.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yep, we'll take AJ Brown there. That's kind of crazy. That's where we are. But guys, appreciate you. Good luck tonight on Monday Night Football. Did everything we could to answer as many questions today, but we'll be live again tomorrow. And make sure that you submit your questions through the Flock site, because that is where we can prioritize you easier. You'll get a direct link to when we answer your question on stream. And it's just a better process for you, for us. And right now the queue is relatively empty. So tomorrow, make sure you get your questions in. All right, a couple last super chats here from Commander Burger says, Dynasty 1 quarterback Fields or Rattler, 26 and a first. If the question is a first-round pick, number one, Rattler doesn't mean anything to me in a 1 quarterback league. Neither does a third-round pick. But if you can get a first-round pick for Justin Fields in Dynasty 1 quarterback, you take it.
Agreed.
I mean, I'd probably take that deal in a super flex league. So the fact that you get a first in a 1 quarterback league, I think that's pretty great.
Yeah, I completely agree. Callum. Pickens for Keon Coleman, what are your thoughts? I mean, at the moment, I would still want Pickens.
Yeah. I love that we're having these conversations, though.
For Keon Coleman.
Yeah, because I want my players to increase in value. Last year, hitting on Chris Godwin in like the 7th or 8th for me was huge in the flock league. I want to have a late round hit again. I want that to be Keon, please. But this is one of those trades where you kind of have to figure out how to react to week 1. Right? You don't want to overreact and you don't want to underreact. I do think Pickens is going to be far more involved, but 11 targets for the number 1 wide receiver with Josh Allen, that's tough to ignore. Where would you rank Keon rest of season right now? Because I found it difficult. I have him at wide receiver 36, ahead of Waddle, Golden, Diggs, Addison. Is that too high?
What was the number? Sorry.
Wide receiver 36.
So who are the names ahead? Because I currently have like. I would say maybe like I'm around like 48.
Wow.
Sorry, 38, 40. 38,
oh, okay.
40,
I was like,
sorry.
damn, that's way low.
Yeah,
Right.
38, 40. But I think a lot of that, once again, I expect bounce back games for a lot of these names.
Yeah.
Right. The guys like Stephon Diggs comes out and puts a game up that Keon Coleman just did in week 2. We're going back and forth. I just think right now to really solidify rankings and project it in the future is a bit difficult. But that's the whole point of what we do, right? So at the moment, I am going to stay clear in the sense of I'm going to stay level-headed and not expect that. Specifically for Keon, based off game script. With George Pickens, I think there's more of a conversation. Well, like, it was a shootout, and he wasn't even getting thrown the ball.
Yeah.
That's how I'm seeing it, so.
Well, it wasn't really a shootout, though. I mean, they had control of the game until they
I guess in the sense of like they were going back and forth and they were scoring. Like it would be,
but
Cowboys scored, then Eagles, then Cowboys and Eagles, and then obviously two of those touchdowns came at that goal line because of George Pickens.
Yeah, but I also think we have to keep in mind of matchups. I was very much skeptical of Pickens in week 1, and that had everything to do with the Eagles defense, specifically their boundary corners. CD's gonna have an easier time than the guys who are playing primarily on the boundary there with their secondary. But yeah, I actually don't know the answer to this. Can we poll the chat? Would you guys rather have Pickens or Keon? I lean Pickens right now.
Yeah, it's Pickens for me, and I'm not even a Pickens guy. That's the thing. I've been talking up the guy that I haven't been in on all offseason outside and leading up into the last 2 weeks. I'm still taking Pickens.
Yeah, I'll lean Pickens for now, but I would not be shocked if in week 3 next week we're like, yeah, it was Keon. Patrick,
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Pickens has a Keon Coleman game next week against the Giants either.
Yeah, I agree. That's why we're all saying Pickens. Totally.
Yeah.
Patrick Peeble says trading Njigba for Sutton, bad trade. I'd keep Njigba in PPR formats.
I would agree.
Yeah, but I do love Sutton. But in PPR, I prefer Njigba. If you're in half PPR, it's closer, but I'm still gonna keep Njigba. All right, guys, that's it for today. I did win on FastDraft. I'm gonna talk about that in a video this week. Won $100, which is cool.
Come on.
That lineup that won $100 on the Quick 6 Super Slam. Let me tell you guys what it had there. Let's see. Can I find it? Oh, wait. It finished. So where do I go? Sorry. This is my first time doing like a finished results. Okay. Complete. Week 1. What was the lineup that I won $100 on? Let me find it. Sorry. The lineup I won $100 on was Drake London, which is funny because I had him as a 2-time bonus. He actually underperformed. But I had Derrick Henry. I had Derrick Henry bonused at 1.75. Sutton, Bucky, Nacua, and Bowers. Anyway,
Love.
later, guys. Good luck on Monday Night Football.
Good luck.